Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.
Next on HIKI No, stories from across our island chain.
An annual basketball game helps students with disabilities gain acceptance by their school at large.
Find out what goes on behind the scenes at a school's nerve center, the front office.
A surfer turned chef fulfills his dreams of making people happy without having to leave the parking lot.
A community organization on Kauai feels they have found one solution to the island's feral cat problem.
Who says the romance fades after decades of marriage? Not at this senior daycare center on Maui.
And what the future holds for two longtime employees after the last sugar mill in Hawaii closes down.
All on this episode of HIKI No, coming to you from Baldwin High School, home of the mighty Trojans.
That's next on the nation's first statewide student news network, HIKI No. Can do!
We're here at Mililani High School, in the heart of Central Oahu, where it takes a huge campus that was the third largest public school student population in the state. Mililani's 52.5-acre campus is the largest public high school property in Hawaii, and is home to more than 2,500 students. Keeping such a big school organized and secure can be challenging. Our security team uses technology and speedy cards to keep things under control. With a bigger school also comes a wider choice in activities and academics. And with all that space, campus life seldom feels crowded, and students can easily find a place to belong. Our first story takes us just a few miles away to Kapaa High School, where students share the story of a basketball rivalry that brings people with differences together.
With the band and cheerleading team pumping up the crowd, the court is set for Kapaa's second annual basketball game between teachers and students.
We got our black jerseys on, limited edition. We have not lost a game in these jerseys.
We got our 2014 edition staff t-shirt. Same one I wore last year, lucky one.
It wasn't that lucky. You guys lost.
However, this isn't a typical game between teachers and students. This game was held to support the Best Buddies Club.
Best Buddies is a club where we try to raise awareness for those with intellectual and mental disabilities, and we just kind of get them to be a part of everyone instead of everyone just excluding them. We try to bring them apart as well.
In 2011, Best Buddies was introduced to Kapaa High School. As the very first school on the island to establish this club, a mission was made to stop isolation and provide opportunities to those with disabilities.
The evening is about having fun, it's about inclusion, so we want everyone to enjoy themselves.
Once the anthem was sung and the scoreboard was set, our buddies were set to go against their mentors. A mix of general ed and special ed students started out with a big lead, but their teachers weren't taken so lightly. Fancy footwork, passes, and shots were made all throughout the game, but beyond the court lies a deeper meaning.
It makes me feel accomplished to know that our buddies, our kids with disabilities, are able to feel, included into our school society.
I think my club is a way for those with intellectual abilities from our school to make friendships with everyone.
And with that friendship, the students got a win over the staff. Big smiles were shared across the school, especially the members of Best Buddies themselves.
Are you proud of today's game?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm happy.
How did you play? You scored a lot of shots. Do you think you played well today?
The Best Buddies annual basketball game was not only held in the meaning of inclusion, but the fair share of friendship as well. This is Daisa Bataro from Baldwin High School for HIKI No.
HIKI No is now on Instagram. For show updates and a peek behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram at HIKI No Can Do.
Our next story takes us to Aliamanu Middle School in the Salt Lake District of Oahu, where students give us a behind-the-scenes look at their school's nerve center.
It's the start of a new day at Aliamanu Middle School. But as with most schools, it doesn't begin with the students arriving. The staff has already started their workday, preparing the campus for another day of learning. At the center of all this activity is the front office. The workers there play a key role in the day-to-day operations of the school.
So our office can get busy. I mean, sometimes, like we're sitting, all of a sudden, boom, 3 people walks in at one time. Just so happens that phone starts to ring. I'll come around, I may take a bite of my sandwich, but right after that, I'm looking up something. I'm looking for the student's class. Parent will come in, oh, my child needs this for their classroom right now. So yes, we are very busy.
They even have to deal with other living things that find their way into the front office. Yes, it can get busy in the office, but it's the school administrative services assistant, otherwise known as the SASA, who hopes to keep everything moving smoothly.
I maintain and oversee the front office and the clerks here. I support the faculty and staff in any kind of personnel things. I work with the principal regarding budget. A lot of it is a supporting role.
One key member of the office, who has each student as her main focus, is the attendance clerk. Whether a school is small or large, the attendance clerk is often busy keeping track of students who are absent or tardy.
Well, when the children come in the morning and they're tardy to school, I check them in, I give them a pass to go to class, and I log it in the computer. I also take care of the flag monitors, assigning flag monitors, and I also assign office monitors, and they help us during the day.
And for some children, a visit to the office often means interacting on their own with an adult who is not their parent or teacher.
I come into the office every once in a while in case I need an appointment, or I'm going to an appointment, or just in case I need anything. I think they're very helpful, and the fact that they are friendly towards me and other students, that really keeps me calm, knowing that I can trust them.
Many others appreciate what the office staff does as well.
They're just always smiling and helpful.
I appreciate these ladies more than you know. They do everything.
I appreciate that they help us not be late to class.
I just think they're awesome.
They're really nice and they're really funny, and they just, every time I come in here, they're just like joking around, laughing. It's really a good environment.
So if you ever want to know where the heartbeat of a school is, ask where the administration building is and see what goes on behind the front office. This is Maylin Ann Mendoza from Aliamanu Middle School for HIKI No.
We're back at Mililani High School. This is the home of the Mighty Trojans and the state's only full-scale Midway Carnival held on a public school campus. The popular Mililani Carnival went on for decades before it was stopped in 1995. But after an absence of 20 years, the carnival was revived in February 2015. This year, more than 30,000 people came out for the rides, games, food, and fun. The carnival's purpose is to encourage school community cooperation. This year's carnival raised more than $200,000 for school and community organizations.
We take you now to the Valley Aisle, where students at Kamehameha School's Maui Middle introduce us to a man who went from surfing the ocean to serving the ocean's bounty.
Danny Kalihiki, a local boy from Kaneohe, Oahu, and owner of Lake Poke, spends his days serving up fresh fish near Costco in Kahului, Maui. But cooking wasn't always in his plans.
When I was growing up, all I ever wanted to be was a professional surfer. Island boy dreams, for sure.
But after 12 years of surfing and traveling all over the world, Mr. Kalihiki knew it was time for a change.
Actually, it went from professional surfing to just kind of being burnt out of it. And then I took a couple years off and moved to Oregon and went to culinary school and kind of just started planning that as my future, cooking.
And then,
Regular katsu or katsuyaki?
regular. Okay. And then I can get 2 Sprites.
After that.
Most chefs dream of owning an upscale or fancy restaurant. His dreams were much simpler.
When we were young, growing up, spending all of our time surfing on Oahu, there was a ton of food trucks. And we'd stop at all the different lunch wagons and eat, and they carried all the best food. I always wanted to kind of stick to the grassroots with the mom and pop style.
Have a good day, Charles.
Oh, thank you.
Mahalo.
Cooking just seemed a natural thing to do.
My family was definitely a huge influence growing up. Being from such a huge family, we catered all of our own parties, and it seemed like there was a party every other week. So something about the lunch wagon just stuck with me.
What's in the Hawaiian style? The Hawaiian's salty like the ocean. It's got seaweed in it and sea
A lot of it
salt.
actually comes from my dad cooking as we were growing up. You know, he'd always come home from work and then he'd do a lot of the dinners for the family. We lived right on the ocean, so we always had fresh fish right in front of our doorstep.
Thank you.
Thank you. I kind of have a unique menu in that way that I only do fish.
Having such a fresh menu comes with challenges.
The biggest challenge for me since from the day I opened has been having enough fish. When the boats aren't catching, it can get stressful. You know, you're like calling every fisherman you know to see if they're out. You're driving by the harbors to see whose trucks are out and who went out today.
And what is his most popular dish?
Definitely our ahi katsu. I mean, I've always said pretty much you can leave with only ahi katsu and we'll sell out and make our money every day. But if we don't bring the ahi katsu, we might as well stay home.
So where does Mr. Kalihiki see himself in the future?
I see myself with 2 more fixed locations, really small ones, and doing the full menu that I've always wanted to do.
While Mr. Kalihiki is now focusing on his ambitious plans for the future, his greatest joy remains seeing the smiles on his customers' faces.
So when I ask people how was their food, and they lift up that plate and show me that it's completely dry, not even a piece of rice left on it, that's what really does it for me. That's what keeps me doing it all the time, making other people happy through my cooking, you know.
Mr. Kalihiki proves that passion and a love of what you do can definitely leave a good taste in people's mouths. This is Lauren Kalama from Kamehameha School's Maui for HIKI No.
We're back at Mililani High School, where our Trojan pride in our school is backed up by outside rankings. U.S. News and World Report ranked Mililani at #1 among the best Hawaii schools in both 2015 and 2016. That's due to our strong test scores, high graduation rate, and long roster of AP courses. Mililani also consistently ranks near or at the top of Honolulu Magazine's annual survey of Hawaii schools. This can be attributed to strong parental support and a school focus on making connections between classroom lessons and the issues we students care about. Our next story takes us to the Garden Aisle, where students at Kapaa Middle School present one community organization solution to Kauai's overwhelming cat conundrum.
Cats can make great pets at home, but out in the wild, they become fierce predators and a danger to Hawaii's native bird population. With more than 20,000 feral cats roaming the island of Kauai, the Kauai Community Cat Project provides an important long-term solution.
We help people trap cats in their backyard that they want to spay and neuter but cannot trap because they're friendly maybe but not quite a pet. We adopt cats. We transfer cats to the mainland.
A feral cat can have up to 3 litters or 18 kittens each year. KCCP is the only no-kill animal welfare organization on Kauai, choosing to trap and return cats rather than to euthanize them.
And we cover them up because of it calms them down. Hi, Sweet Pea.
It's a daunting task made possible with the help of volunteers.
My personal interest in this is just to end suffering. And if there are cats that are out there that don't have a safe place to live, I would like to rescue them from that area and to get them into homes if I can.
In 2015, KCCP neutered more than 600 felines and rescued over 150 kittens. Most of the adult cats were returned to the wild, but adoption events matched many healthy cats and kittens with new, responsible owners.
They're doing a great job of getting the animals fixed and educating people on why they should fix their animals.
Not everyone supports KCCP's work. The organization faces challenges from those who view community cats as a major threat to the island's ecosystem.
There's another group that does oppose KCCP, which is the ones that protect the endangered species. And I understand that there are endangered birds and other wildlife out there, and they want to protect them. But every species deserves a chance to live.
What we do, trap, neuter, and return, and helping adopt kittens, is the best possible thing for managing the impact of cats on Kauai and for other animals. The fact is, most of these cats would be dead if we hadn't been able to TNR and rescue them.
For KCCP, trap and rescue goes hand in hand with prevention and control. The organization hosts outreach events and campaigns to teach people how to be responsible owners and create a stable cat community on Kauai.
My long-term goal is to reduce the homeless cat population. And we need more volunteers. We need more people to trap the cat that comes through their backyard.
The KCCP Cat Sanctuary is committed to helping the island's stray and abandoned animals for years to come.
Okay, little guys. Yes, sir. Let's stay right in there. Yes.
This is McKenna Kahananui from Kapaa Middle School for HIKI No.
Our next story takes us to Maui Waiena Intermediate School in Kahului, where students show us how the golden years, while full of challenges, can sparkle.
Come on, everybody.
Come on, Ava.
Follow Roger. There, up, down.
7 days a week, Walter and Betty Carvalho spend their days at the Maui Adult Daycare Center. They've been married for 62 years, and even though their memories and hearing aren't what they used to be, their lives are still filled with love and joy because of their friends and staff at the adult daycare.
Give them the attention that they need. We give them the personal care that they need for themselves. I mean, we help them and we take good care of them. Well, the sad part is their children are working and there's no one to care for them. So being at Maui Adult Daycare, we provide their loving, caring, nurturing that they need here. Wash the windows, everybody.
Not only are Walter and Betty Carvalho living a healthy life, it helps their daughter, Jerry Nakamura, live hers.
It's good to know that, we have somewhere for them to go every day, because I work and my sister has other things going on. I mean, it's a safe place for them. They have a lot of activities, so it keeps them active and happy, and everyone is caring and attentive to them, so it's a good environment for them.
Jerry Nakamura isn't the only one who thinks this. As of 2013, there are 44.7 million people over 65 years of age in the United States. By 2060, there will be 98 million. Along with the increase in number of aging come the problems associated with aging. Over 5 million of our seniors suffer from Alzheimer's, and many others are just physically or mentally not able to take care of themselves every day. This puts a burden on families and creates a demand for quality senior care.
Because we have a huge aging population, we're at the very beginning of the baby boomer era, and as that goes on, our aged population is going to be much, much larger. And so it'll be more important than ever to have a daycare setting for both the kupuna and for their caregivers.
This is Allison Carr from Maui Waiena Intermediate School for HIKI No.
We're back at Mililani High School. This may be known as the land of the mighty brown and gold, but Mililani is infamous for its red dirt. High levels of iron oxide in the dirt turns it red from the rust. This rich soil once nourished pineapple and sugarcane crops, but now The dirt is notorious for the red stains it leaves on clothes, cars, and buildings. This is why at Mililani, red is the color of choice for roofs and lockers, to honor the red dirt and to camouflage it. Our final story takes us to the island of Maui, where students at H.P. Baldwin High School spoke with 2 longtime employees of Hawaii's last sugar mill, which was shut down by the end of 2016.
I think that type of camaraderie is what I appreciate working in where I'm at HC&S.
The Hawaii Commercial and Sugar Mill along Pu'unene Avenue, Maui, is a reminder of an industry that once dominated Hawaii's economy. Standing since 1882, the factory has employed generations of workers in production and in fields. Wes Bissen, a machinist, followed his father's path to working at HC&S.
I started for the company in 1981. I started in Paia Mill. My family, they are from Paia. It's kind of nice working there, you know, where my family works. The company's been open for 144 years. My dad worked there, and I wanted to do the same thing he did.
Koa Martin, a millwright, also has family working for the company.
My grandfather worked here. He was an irrigator, and he retired after 40 some odd years service. My father worked here for about 16 years. He was a heavy equipment mechanic, and then I started here 20 years ago.
After losing $30 million in 2015, Hawaii Commercial and Sugar announced its plans to phase out sugar production and shut down operations by the end of 2016. 675 workers, including Bissen and Martin, will lose their jobs.
People are uneasy as to what's going to happen and how they're going to make their ends meet. A lot of people here are homeowners, and they have to pay their mortgages. They have to provide for their college education, the kids. But we'll be out there looking for a job just like anybody else.
But while the future is uncertain, the workers of HC&S won't be alone in their struggle to adapt to such change. The Maui County and Hawaii state governments are working to create a social safety net to support the laid-off workers.
I'd like to say thank you to the Maui County, the state, Governor HIKI, for helping us, helping the people transition into something new. And I'm going to put all my efforts into that.
I'll be just like everybody else out there looking for another job. But in the meantime, until my time is up, I'm going to be here focusing on what I need to get done to keep this factory running, make it home safe every night to my kids, and pay my bills.
You know, it's sad that they're going to close, but we are big boys, okay? We got to focus on how it's going to affect everybody, and, you know, just try to build a better life from here on.
With the closing of HC&S comes the end of a chapter in Hawaii's history. This is Chanel Makareg from H.P. Baldwin High School for HIKI No.
Well, we've come to the end of this episode of HIKI No.
Remember, all of these stories were written, shot, and edited by students like us.
We hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as we've enjoyed sharing them with you.
Stay tuned after the credits to find out what some of the Mililani High School students have learned from working on the show.
More proof that Hawaii students HIKI No can do.
Stay tuned after the credits to find out what some students learned from working on the show. I was very nervous and very shy at first, and then it helped me build up my confidence to continue and to help out as a team to finish the production.
For Mililani High School's home base, I was the audio person.
I was the cameraman.
I was the on-screen talent.
We all knew it was going to be on TV. We all knew it was for PBS, and we all know what that is. So we wanted to give it the best we got. I did too. I wanted to make sure everything was right. If I knew something wasn't right, I would tell them, "Oh, we should redo this," or "You should do this differently."
What I think I learned most from this experience was teamwork and effort. As the audio person, I learned that you have to be very attentive, so you have to carefully listen to things.
Okay, sound's calling a cut for the
I
helicopter.
feel like I gained more confidence because just going through the whole process, I was very nervous and very shy at first, and then it helped me build up my confidence to continue and to help out as a team to finish the production.
Backlight, side light, cross light is the most attractive light.
Working with our mentor Tim Bradley was an honor because I heard a lot of what he did in the past and how he knows a lot about history about the camera. So I was really open-minded to what he said and took in everything.
I think as a teacher, knowing that my students got a chance to really see in action this stuff, the stuff that we're teaching them in classrooms, it really has a real life application. You know, we're not just teaching things in a vacuum.
We were all just doing it as a team. We all wanted to get this production finished with, so we had to all work together to complete what we wanted, and we did it, and it was a really good feeling.
And so all their communication skills, all their technical skills that they're picking up in classes, they got to use them in a real life situation. That's kind of like the magic moment. You know, that's the stuff that you hope for as a teacher that they get to experience when they're with you.
Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo, and by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.